What's going on, my friends? Chris here. I want to bring you all an update today of Bitcoin and Ethereum. We're also going to look at Bitcoin and Ethereum on Glassnode and take a look at what some of the addresses are doing, some of the larger addresses. So if you get some from these videos, guys, hit that like button, subscribe, hit that notification bell, and we're going to dig into this. It's always appreciated. And another thing I want to point out too before we dig into this, the reason I haven't been putting out videos all the time when we're moving sideways, I don't want to waste people's time. I'm not going to put out a video just to put out a video. So, I've missed you guys. Hopefully we'll get some price action, whether it be up or down. But the sideways stuff is just driving everybody crazy, and I don't want to waste your time. So that's why I haven't been putting out videos a ton like I used to. So let's dig into this. Guys, first thing I want to point out here, we're going to continue to talk about the trend. We're on the 1 day time frame right now, and we're trading below the 20, the 50, the 100, and the 200 moving average. And what you have to realize is, on top of all of that, we still have $40,000 up here to $41,000, which is major overhead resistance. We have not been able to crack that, as well as this 200 EMA, and turn that into support. And for me, that's a bad sign. We've been trading below this 200 EMA, which is now starting to curl down a little bit on top of us for almost 60 days. We back tested at one time. So in my opinion, that shows weakness. Could the bulls step in right here at $30,000 or even back down again at $28,000? Absolutely. It's cryptocurrency. I'm never going to say I know exactly what's going to happen, but I have to follow the trend here. Just to give you guys an example, when I'm trading on the 5-minute time frame, a strategy that I like to use is I like to be trading up above the 20, the 50, and the 200 moving average. And what I do, or basically what I look for, is the relative strength to be trading up above 50 while I'm up above those moving averages. And knowing that I'm up above those moving averages and I'm finding support off the 20 EMA, I know that most likely the uptrend's going to continue. Just like we saw back in here. Take a look, guys. If you bought when we crossed this 20 here at, we'll call it $18,500, you could have ridden that all the way up until you had a candle close right up here at around 31,000. And that would have been the meat of the trade there. That's the type of stuff I'm looking for. And I'm trying to even do it on the smaller time frame since we've just been moving sideways. But this would be the complete opposite of what I'd be looking for a bullish entry right now. We're not up above the 20, we're not up above the 50, we're not up above the 200. They're actually acting as overhead resistance right now, and our relative strength is trading below 50. So it's actually the opposite of what I would be looking for, and this is just me, how I like to play these things. And this is just one strategy that I like to use. I have many that I try out, but this is a tough situation. If you're in a long position right now, the pressure is down upon us. If we take a look at the technicals here, we have a 15 sell, a 9 neutral, and a 2 buy. Oscillators 2 sell, 8 neutral, and a 1 buy. Moving averages 13 sell, 1 neutral, and a 1 buy. And this is mixing everything together. You have all your moving averages from your 10 to 200, and you have different oscillators over here, and they're mixing them all together, and what they're showing is a sell signal. And that's obvious because the trend is down. Look, guys, high, lower high, lower high, lower high, lower high, lower high, right? So now we're trying to at least get a higher low from this area that we had at 28,000, getting squeezed in between this area, but eventually we're going to have to break. And right now the river's been down, so the odds are with the bears right now. I'm not saying that the bulls can't step in here, guys. It's crypto. Anything can happen. We could wake up and Bitcoin's back at $50,000 tomorrow, and I wouldn't be surprised. Or if we were at 10,000, I wouldn't be surprised. But when just looking at the price action, it's clearly down. And what if this is even a descending triangle type deal? And 70% of the time, descending triangles, they're going to break to the downside. So you want to put the odds in your favor. And for me right now, I'm not shorting Bitcoin. I'm not shorting Ethereum. I'm doing little scalp plays, very fast, in and out on longs, because that's all I can do on the exchange that I'm using. So I have to just wait for good opportunities. But it's been like the 3-minute and the 5-minute time frame, just trying to grab a percent or 1.5% while we're moving sideways like this. But I'm not doing any big positions right now. Very small positions, just working on my skills. That's what I'm doing right now, guys. This is a very difficult spot where we're at right now. And I don't think that's over-exaggerating things. You guys know I don't like to hype anything. But unless we start seeing some bullish buying pressure with large volume, this was a nice volume bar right here. Okay, so a nice volume bar like that and continuation to get over top of this 200 and start consolidating over top of that. That's what I want to see. Okay, so we'll see if we can hold this as support. We're going to look at about $31,000, and we look down to about, I would call it 29,244 for Bitcoin. I also want to see us trading up above. This yellow line is going to be your 50 for your relative strength. We want to be up above that, gaining strength. Now, if we get into Bitcoin for the addresses, so we're going to track them here. So addresses with more than 10,000, right now, we're starting to get a little bit of a bottom. You're at about 84 addresses. So starting to flatten out a little bit. But still, guys, this would be considered. You can see lower highs right here. Now we're just flattening out. But nothing confirmed yet. So if we go to addresses with 1,000 or more, and if you like this information, guys, don't forget to smash that like button. It really helps us out with the algorithm. We haven't been getting promoted at all or impressions, so that really helps. It's always appreciated. So with 1,000 now, okay, so we have to continue to look. Lower highs, when does it start changing? Okay, lower highs still all the way down, and what we're trying to do now is flatten out and round out a little bit. Still nothing confirmed. Okay, our downtrend slowed down, but we do not have any confirmation of an uptrend yet. Addresses with 100 or more. Now this, we're starting to set some higher lows down here and higher highs, so that is starting to change a little bit. Our downtrend came to an end, and our low was about 16,000 addresses with 100 or more. And now we're up a little over 16. So not a huge change, guys, overall, but we are moving in an uptrend there. So that's nice to see for the 100 or more. 10 or more, this is starting to round out, and we've started a little uptrend. A little micro uptrend there. And that's for 10 or more. And for addresses with 10 or more, you're looking at 146,000. And then for one, and it's always interesting to see how many people have what, guys, in terms of addresses and everything. So say you do have one Bitcoin, addresses with one Bitcoin or greater, you are looking at about 800,000 addresses have one or more. And what you can see here, the price we bottomed out was about 40,000. And let's see, our number of addresses with one or more was 792,000. And now we're at 799,000. And our price is at 31,671. Now, if we bounce back out and we go to Ethereum. So I just want to show you behind the scenes as well with the price action. So for Ethereum, we are having daily candle closes below this 200 EMA now. So we have to be aware of that. That's significant. Guys, the entire uptrend, if you take a look here, we've been trading up above it. So when people say it's not significant to pay attention to moving averages, guys, they act a lot of times as support and resistance. Okay, even more so than just showing you what's happening with the trend. And you can see on the daily here, the trend is down. All right, we're trading below the 200, the 20, the 50, and the 100 there. Now, for us to get up above the 200, start trading back up above that, we'd need to get up above $2,008. And then the next overhead area of resistance I look at is about 2,224. So those are going to be the upside targets. In terms of support, we want to hold about 1,846. And if we're able to hold that there, we'd be trying to change the trend here. So here's our low. Push up, here's our high, see if we could set a higher low, see if we can go up and set a higher high, or at least get into some equilibrium pattern. Relative strength is at 40 though. We're trading below this 50 line. I want to see us start getting back up above that again, guys. And like we talked about, what I like in my strategies are trading up above the 20, the 50, 200, and then you start seeing that relative strength crank up above the 50 there, and you're gaining some good strength once you're in your position. Trail a stop loss, let it ride as long as you can. That's what I've been doing during this crazy hectic time. If we get into the 12 hours, below all the moving averages here, same deal, trying to find that support at 1,842. Relative strength is going to be at 40 there. You can still see, guys, trend down. If we get into the 4 hour. So on the 4 hour, from our low at 1,713, you can see here if we were able to put in a bottom at that 1,845, that would be a higher low than where we're at here. So we would have to continue to hold that as support and then make our move from there. Relative strength is going to be at 44 if we get into our technicals, but still trading below this 200 EMA on the 4-hour, guys. Take a look. Once we lost it here, we haven't been able to really trade up above it at all. It's just acted as overhead resistance like we talked about. So more technicals. What we have here is a 15 sell, a 7 neutral, and a 4 buy. Oscillators 2 sell, 6 neutral, and a 3 buy. And what I want to do here, guys, is just bring you the technical analysis. You know, I'm not here to hype you. I don't have links to Bybit and all that other type of stuff. That's not what I'm here for. You know, I get a lot of hate for coming out here and just telling you the direction of the trend. I mean, we have lost, let's see here, as to where we're at, 55% in the matter of, what, 3 months or whatever. I'm not going to fake being bullish until I actually see the trend change. And I have a little bit of confirmation so I could say, yeah, guys, it's starting to look better. I mean, look over here. When we broke up above on the 4-hour, this 200 EMA, we had a beautiful run all the way up until we candle closed below it. I mean, we had a wick here, but other than that, you would have continued to stay in your position, let it ride. But once you lost it, it's acted as overhead resistance. So, you know, I'm not going to be extremely bullish when on the 4-hour time frame, we haven't even been able to trade up above the 200 EMA and turn it into support for Bitcoin, Ethereum, Litecoin, and everything. You know, it's gotten to the point, and I'm just talking to some people who are still left here. It's gotten to the point for me, it's like, I just don't want to make a video just to make a video. So I'm not going to do that. And until we really get moving here, you know, it is what it is. We just got to continue to be patient and wait for a great opportunity. But I'm not going to fake bullishness to you guys. So for Ethereum, let's take a look at this. Addresses with 10,000 or more, looking good. That's very strong. It's as high as when we peaked in our price, and we've just been continuously moving sideways, consolidating sideways there. So price was going down, and that at least stayed the same or went up. Addresses with 1,000 or more, still in a downtrend. We were trying to round out a little bit, but we just started to drop back. If we get into 100 or more, now this is starting to round out a little bit. So 100 or more, there's only 42,000 addresses with 100 or more. If we get into 10 or more, this one we have started to reverse. So we're in our downtrend, lower highs, lower lows, trying to reverse that out of here. At our low, we had 261,000 with 10 or more, and now we are up to about 267,000 or so with 10 or more. And then if we get into 1, this is where the retail traders have really jumped in here, and you can see that moving strong to the upside as price was going down. So we have some interesting stuff taking place behind the scenes, but we don't have any confirmation yet, guys. That's the main thing that I can tell you. You got to be safe out there. Okay? Don't smoke the hopium, and just really look at these trends. And yes, we could have a whale step in at any time when technically it doesn't look like a whale would be stepping in, and that's the name of the game. But you also have to be prepared for these downtrends as well. God bless you all. Take care.